Welcome back, everyone. Yes, indeed, it is time to get this show back on the road. We are sorry for any delays today and breakups, but we've restarted the whole system. We're going to start over. Let's get King Cat in here. I'm out of here, folks, to go dig up some more good SoFi information. We'll catch you later. Here's King Cat. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome. I want to thank you for being here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click done on this, and we're going to get this thing streaming. And hopefully we're up and running and got you here. And we're going to have no delays or problems with our connection. I've just gone in and did a bunch to my computer in the way of cleaning files. I want to thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll have no problems with delays and latency, and we'll have smooth operations. But we don't know because there's a lot of storm damage around this area, and I'm going to put back up and running and running full steam. We hope we want to say, right? I can't even see that because I got this thing in my way. Running, everybody. Hopefully this time no interruptions. There we go. We're back up and running. Thank you for being here. All of those that have clicked the notification bell can see that I am back up and running. I want to thank you for being here. And we got this thing on the road here. We got to get this running. I'm going to get this up a little bit closer. And but thank you for being here. I had to take a little brief moment too to grab something to munch upon. And so appreciate you being patient with me while I got this up fired up again. And now it says we have an excellent connection. Excellent connection. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for visiting. And as you can see, we definitely have received the bottom here has been very well understood, very well defined. You see it, 817. And that, folks, is a 9-cent, I believe, gain or 11-cent gain over yesterday's bottom. And that's good for us very well for all of us. And we're going to see a continued climb this afternoon as more and more see that, oh my gosh, this is horrible, because now they have a low of 808 on Thursday, and you had 808 on 806 on Wednesday, 808 Thursday, 806 Friday, and my God, an 11-cent gain on the low here. And folks, the high is going to go away to this high yesterday that we saw on Friday. Watch that, bye-bye. Watch this thing go right on up from here. You watch it, you'll see it, you'll see the volume. And here we are at this time of day, very, very low volume compared to previously, I want to point out. We have had much, much higher volume than this. And I'm going to go back here, pardon me, to the time that we've had this volume and see where we've been. But hey, did you note, folks, in case you didn't notice and you're new, we had 2 more institutions take up shares in this stock. So very, very good there. And we're going to go ahead and put down this volume if we can find a pen to write with over here. And I am absolutely positive I will find a pen because I have literally hundreds and hundreds of them. So we're going to go over here, grab this pen, and off we go. And we're going to be even in another color, which will be cool. So we're going to check out the volume at 2 p.m. And we didn't do that, but we're going to do 8:28 now. We're going to do the volume and see where we are at this time. And that is at 14,780. Okay, 8:28 at 4 p.m. And we're actually at 3:16 p.m. And that is 14,783. Well, folks, that is considerably less volume than we had on Friday, because at 2 p.m. on Friday, we were already at 17,158. All right? And I forgot to write down the 10-minute till volume on Friday. I apologize for that. I usually like to keep track of the volume at 10 minutes till. But today, we're quite a bit less. And you can already see this price just rising slowly this afternoon. And it isn't going to let up, in my opinion. It's going to keep going right on up this afternoon, tomorrow, and Wednesday for sure. My call. And then we might see the pullback Wednesday afternoon and Thursday that we've been seeing for the last couple of weeks. So we'll just have to see how it rides out. But right now, just want to thank you for being here with me, and hopefully we'll have no more interruptions, and we'll have an excellent condition from now on out. And what we want to do is take this page that we've got here and set it over on this screen so I can keep track of what everybody's doing over here and what they're saying. I want to thank you for being here, and sorry we're having so much difficulty, but we've had a lot of streaming problems here. We've had a lot of internet problems because we've had a lot of wires down and a lot of power outages here in our area. There are electric trucks running around everywhere. There's tree limbs down over things all over the place. And so we've had some signal fluctuating in and out today. Sometimes it was excellent and then poor, excellent, poor. So I've made some changes on my computer to try to make up for some of these difficulties we're having. And I want to thank you for being here with me right now while I'm showing you why I think we are at the bottom. And I said this today earlier. Look at this number they're trying to sustain here, 823. And it puts us an interesting number down, doesn't it, right there? When you see what their efforts are right here. I highlighted again for you. This was earlier on in the day we saw this, so this is a repeat of earlier, and but this time we're on the way up, not on the way down. So that's good for us. See, you just saw it just go right on up, and it's going to continue up. Last time to get to that and hold, they were on the way down. This time this thing is starting to ascend, so they're trying to fight it to keep it from going up from here, folks, and it isn't going to. It's not going to stop going up, and I'm telling you it's not, because I just have a feeling that this has been manipulated down 30% from the last earnings, and it's happened every single time. I've shown people over and over and over how many times this stock has been swung, and on the average it's a minimum of 23% and as much as 56%. Yep, and I have it all on one sheet of paper here for everybody to see it. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool, showing you the lows, the highs, down to the low again, to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high. And these are over very short terms. Sometimes these lows to highs were literally 4 days, and 1 week, and 6 days, and 6 days again, and 5 days. And these are lows to highs that are $2 swings sometimes. I'm not kidding you. What I'm telling you is the truth, and it's going to happen again. Right now, it's starting as we speak. It's been going on already from the 789 price. It's slowly creeping up, and it's just gonna. That's what it's designed to do. Keep going very slowly, just like it has been doing. But what you should be asking yourself is, why are institutions buying? Right? Why is it that almost every single day that I check the institutional chart, it's growing in longs? That's what's going on, folks. I'm not kidding you. You know, sometimes I have washed these grapes off, but sometimes when you're eating them, it almost still feels like they have something on them that bites the throat a little bit. I don't know what it is, but it seems that way to me. But still better for you than processed food. It's interesting to see these big time changes. A 15% move from 544 on November 1st to November 1st, on October 31st to November 1st, 2022. Price closed at 544. Earnings came out. Price went to 647, up 15%. But I'm going to show you how highs and lows it went to. From 647 high down to 494 in 8 days. From 494 back up to 613 in 6 days. So you see that? My God. And then after 11:15, it was 3 weeks to 12/7 to go from 613 down to 424, down $1.89. From 424 on December 7th up to February 2nd, up from 424 to 824, folks. A $4 pop, up 48%. Folks, you can see this. Then from the 824 on February 2nd, just 2 months later, May, 2 months, 2 weeks, price 824 down to 566. A 31.31% drop. I told you about the number 31. These are big swings, folks. From 566 2 days before the earning calls came out, the price went to 654, up 13%. From 654, within 3 days, on the first 654, on the fourth 459 down $1.95, a 30% drop, almost 29.8% drop. And then from there, 6 days later, from 459 up to 560, from 560 in 5 days down to 459. That's a 20% drop. From 515 to 614 in less than 1 month, get this, $5.78 up, 56% gain. And that was May the 14th. And then we had on 10/23, and that was June, I should say, not May, June the 14th, 10/23, down to 771 in only 1 week on June the 23rd. 6 days later, folks, that's a 24% drop. And then within 4 days from that, from 623, it went to 719, so it would have actually been 3 weeks and 2 days later. It had gone from 771 up to 1013, a 23% gain. So, man, they're swing trading the crap out of this thing, and we're on the bottom side of it now. So we either have a 23 to 32 or as high as possibly 56% gain here in our future. That's my call based on these numbers that I'm showing every one of you right now. And thank you for being here. We have a streaming excellent condition, it says now. And I restarted my computer. I went in and I downloaded and did one of these free online virus scans from this company, Trend. All right, trendmicro.com. I recommend them. You do not have to buy the things that they ask for. They can do the free scan and delete all the empty and the junk off your computer. They did that. Now we're running more smoothly. And folks, just look at this 5-day chart. Look what we have going on, folks. This is called a triple upside crossover on the 5-day chart at this price that we're at. Right here as we speak. I'm going to refresh the page for you so you can see this 5-day chart and see the compression coming together here on a move to the upside is what I'm predicting right now here, right at 324. And you can see why this is such a level for them to try to hold, because this thing's breaking over the 200-day moving average right now on them, folks. You can see it there very, very clearly what's happening. And let's go to the 1-day average and see how they're trying to hold it back now. On the 1 day, get in here and look at all those green candlesticks, way, way surpassing the amounts of the sells here. Look at them coming in here, $1 million right there. And over here, you got another 75,000 versus a dump of only 47. These buys are coming in way bigger than the sells here, people. Don't be fooled by these red, smaller, minuscule candlesticks compared to these piling in freaking big green ones in the middle in between them all. You see that, folks? This is how you don't get deceived. You can see the big picture, how they're working it, and who's buying on these massive buys here each time. Well, probably more institutions, right? Just like we've seen, I've already shown everybody, we've got institutions coming in, and we've increased 2 more now. And if you don't believe that, you can go over here to my bookmarks. You can go over to my bookmark history, and you can see institutions owned, and you will see that we now have more. And it doesn't surprise me one bit. This is going to keep going on, and the more these institutions come in, the more big chunks they buy up, the fewer shares are available for the shorters. And if you've done what I suggested already and tied up your shares by putting your sell orders in at $49 on this stock so they can't be borrowed, then you're in good shape. You're in real good shape. And I really like what I see already happening here. 15 million, 14, 16, 823. Happy to pay it, by the way. Strangely enough, could have just bought it at 817, but now paying 5 cents more and happy. Soon 6 cents more. And look at the number here. I show you this. You got to pay attention to this because this is something for them too. Kind of a fun little thing while they try to hold it below the 200-day average on the 5-day chart here. But watch what happens here on this volume. My prediction is it's going to come and it's going to get heavy here as we try to push this into the green. And by the way, look up here at all the markets. Everything's actually starting to look a little bit of a dip. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I think we're going to counter that. I think we're going to be opposite. We're going up. That's my call. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But this looks very promising to me. And I'm showing you what I'm showing you about the figure, the exact number that they're on right now, why they want to hold it there. Mm-hmm. 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 This is the most important of this sheet that you need to pay attention to, in my opinion, right here. And that is, there's been a very recognizable pattern of distinctly up and distinctly down and distinctly up and distinctly down. 30% I'm showing you as an average, 23 to 30% and sometimes higher. But here's the most important thing. The last move, folks, was from 1170 down to 789. And that is a 32% drop. All right? That's the last move. And you've seen these swings. They swing sometimes almost identically off each other. What they went down, they went up. Almost identically, many, many times here. Right? I'm not kidding you here, folks. What I'm showing you is true. You can see a 19% up, and then an 18% down. You see a 30% up, a 48% down. You see a 31% up. You see a 29.88% down. All right. You see a 24% down, and you see a 23.88% up. So now I'm showing you the last one was a 32.5% down, and my call is for a 30 to 32% up. And it'll be slow. It's going to be taking time, folks, but it's going to happen day by day by day. You'll see. And it started today with a new lower that is high. The low was higher today by 11 cents. So congratulations to all of us for achieving that and giving us a stronger base, even higher than the last low of Friday and the low of several days last week. We're considerably higher on the low now, and that is to be a sign of success for us. I've already told you, folks, as the price starts going up and goes up this 30% this time, they're going to see higher highs one day, then the next higher low, and then the next higher high, higher low. It's going to toggle back and forth between these. That's my call. So today we saw the higher low with 1 penny under the high. See, just 1 cent below the high, right? Mm-hmm. Look back here, folks, and I want to thank you for being here. I want to show you something interesting. This is the low that we got to, 789. You see that last week, just over a week ago? August 18th, off that high of 1170 right there. It took them 14 days to 789. 32.5% down right there. I've shown you. But what I want you to be aware of is what happened last time on May the 15th and a few days afterwards. Because look here, after this low, we went from 833 to 847 to 850, back to 843, 7 cents, and then 1 cent lower. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So let's compare that to now. If we go back here to May 15th, there's one, this is the lowest day. The next day, from 484, 482, 498, 514, 513, 539, 549. And the lows is what I want to pay attention to even more, because they were at 445, then up to 461, then up 469. That was the second day up, third day up, fourth day down a penny. And look at the coincidence, a penny off the low, 1 penny lower, just like this time they did the high. See that? And they did it here too. See, 514 and then 513. You see that? 492 and 491, they got both the high and low. And then after that they celebrated, the son of a bitch was off to the frickin' races after that. Right here was the lowest it would ever see again for a few weeks, until 3 weeks later from 509, the dang thing was to $10.23. And then it went back down, and then it went to 10.13. So man, they've run this thing up and down and up and down, and these big swings. We're seeing another one now. And you can see this number that we're at, 823, and what it represents for them right here, folks, right there. So I'm just showing you so that you're aware, so that you can be filled in on this and what their efforts are. And it's all about achieving and maintaining this below here. Now let's get in here, because I want to see what's really going on with the volume here And I can see that the RSI is stuck right about dead middle. Very nice moving ability to the upside from here for us. And I think it's going to be happening. Look at that right there. 1 million just purchased at 330, folks. 121,000 shares times $8.23. Yep. Let's see how much that is. 121, and to be exact, 850 times 121, 8 times 0 times 8.23 equals, $1 million. That was $1 million buy. 1,000,002. All right, 1,002,000. So there you go, folks. These are big buys coming in here. Follow the money. Watch what happens the rest of this afternoon. Watch the volume here. 15,329, 064. 15,329, 354. All right. Yeah, there's 190 shares, 359. 9 shares bought at 825. And watch the price. When you start seeing pennies go up on small chunks, you got to know where we're headed here, folks. I've already told you this is going to end up green the end of day, and I'm pretty sure it is. I still am very confident that it will be green end of day. And I can see right now what's turning around on the Russell. It's going greener. It's going to end up plus even more. And we're going to follow along that, right, is my feeling. I feel that very, very confidently that we're going to see this continue upward here in the last 26 minutes. Because we've already started seeing it toggle a penny higher. It's toggling a penny higher. It's going to keep toggling up. And here you go, folks. Go over here and see 695 total now. And we've got 641 long, 22 short only. And, folks, the last time I looked at this was 696. I wrote it down this morning. So we've had another one. And I'm not sure if they were long and short or short. But we've had one. But we have had one more now coming to the upside. So we're going to keep track of this, though. I know what it was earlier because I have been keeping track of this. And I've also been keeping track of the volume at 10 minutes till. And we're looking real good. I've also been keeping track of the lunchtime low prices, folks. And I want you to see something here. Thank you for being here, Kimchi. Hopefully some good news with NIO earnings tomorrow. Stuck at $12. All right, I hear you there. I hear what you're saying. I hope it does too. That will be good for the whole industry, really, for NIO to have good earnings and good report. Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that. It's good to keep everybody else on the page too with us. And thank you. I appreciate it, like I said. And everybody else too, because we all profit together from our knowledge together and what we share with one another. It's as simple as that. And so I appreciate it, keeping us informed. And man, oh man, what a great thing we get over here. Yeah. Let's see. Institutional ownership has gone to 38.38. And now let's see what happened since I wrote that down just a little bit ago this morning. And it's saying, right here, SOFI, 696, 695. Oh, my goodness gracious. Boop. We're going to click on this right here and see if we can get it up this way. Yep. Now, see how it changed to 696? Look at there. 696. 642 long, and we had 640 on the 25th on Friday. So, what do you know? My thinking is on Thursday, the day before, as they were running it down all day Thursday, I told you somebody was buying it, and apparently 2 institutions were. And they added 696,000 shares. 696,477 now going to institutions going long on this, and the more they keep hoarding it away, the fewer shares will become available day by day. And look at here, 826 as we rise into the Greenland. We're going to Greenland, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, all of you fellow Icelanders going to Greenland with us. We're all a bunch of Vikings, the SOFIkings. The SOFIkings. I like it, the SOFI Vikings. That's a good term for us. SoFi is on the rise. There can be no way to disguise. It's rising higher, higher. There are so many other buyers. They're all institutions. Yes, they're making commitments. Institutions buying in. You should follow the money, people. I keep telling you, since this was $4.66 on this stock. And I started on May the 17th. Go back to my first SoFi video ever. And go by the way, and look at my SoFi video today, my short. What did I say on this short? You'll see it right here. I'm going to go over to it and show you what I said on my YouTube short today. And I want to thank you for being here. As you can see, we've got excellent connection now, and we've had some difficulties today, but we've been in and out. And now we're going to go over here to my SoFi channel, your channel, and then we're going to go to shorts. And what was I saying right here at this time of day? Look where the price was, $8.28, SoFi buy time. Well, after I came on at $8.28, within 2 minutes, it had dropped to $8.24. So those that had probably come on here and looked at this saw that it was time to buy when it got there, because after that, it went right on up. And that's what it's going to continue to do, is go right on up from that number. So there you can go. I have 9.6 thousand people. I put this up 2 days ago asking what in the heck I got in my hands. And there it is. I showed some of you earlier today and asked if you knew what it was. We haven't heard yet. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. As we watch the SoFi price rise right on up this afternoon. Look at the scale of the buys now, 15,502, 542. Let's go over here and see who's buying in. Look at that big old green candlestick. Oh my gosh, at 335. Bing, bong, ding, dong, whose bells are ringing. I tell you what's ringing and what they're bringing is a bunch of buyers in here. SoFi is the one bringing them in. Look at the gap up off of that. Triple upside crossover that occurred this afternoon just after 3:10 p.m. There it is. They tried to force this down below the 200-day. And look at the momentum and strength indicated right here at the price that was right there, $8.23. Look at all these big buys coming in. All the green candlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 out of 6 green candlesticks, folks. And the only way they're going to stop this is to throw more good money after bad. That's the only way. And if they keep doing that, folks, there are other institutions there to just keep buying up what they're tossing in. And they keep accumulating those, and it's going to be more and more accumulating at higher and higher lows, just like today was, folks. And today's low was 11 cents higher than yesterday's. Thank you for being here with me and noticing these things. Let's go see what NIO's doing right now. Speaking of that, Kimchi, we're going to look at it. I like it. NIO stock. There it is. I have been keeping an eye on this one, as you already know, and I used to own it, as a matter of fact. Made very good money on it. Very good money on this stock. Because one day I was owning it, and I was trading in and out of it. It was moving $1 and $2 every couple of freaking 10 minutes at a time. Up and down and up and down and up and down. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Making crazy money on that stock. NIO. Oh my gosh. And you can see what's been happening with this volume lately, as the price has pulled from 13.01, 13.97, 14. Look at these numbers, 15, 16. Folks, look at this major pullback in 2 weeks. So a good buying opportunity here perhaps, but they are releasing earnings. So I'd wait until we hear what they do and then see what happens after that, because we've seen what happens to our stock, SoFi, after earnings. If they beat the street, they get hammered down 30% every single time. They may get run up. Like the last time, we had a nice big pop, 48% up. But then after that 48% up to 1170, man, it was trounce time. And they ran this sucker down, folks. They ran it down big time from 1170 to 789. 32% drop. Now it's going the other way, though. And right back up. So, okay, we're keeping an eye on that. Thank you for being here, for noticing that, for saying that. I appreciate it. And we've had some trouble with our streaming because we've got bad weather here lately. It's knocked down so many trees, and over 500,000 people here in the state of Michigan out of power. Right now, they've been getting power hooked up to a lot of folks, and we're down to only about 150,000 now without power in our area. but it's affected everything in the way of communication and lines and transmissions. And so we're having some times today. We've had excellent, then poor conditions, then excellent. And hopefully we've got them all back up and running good with no more delays, no more breakups, no more latency. We were seeing a lot of latency in Spartacus. Yes, sold some KSS. All right. Well, I haven't even looked at that one. I haven't heard you mention that one before there, Spartacus. But let me go over to KSS stock, see what that is. We'll get over and check it out. And there you go. Nice gainer today then. Nice. Congratulations on that. Very cool. Yeah, it looks like a good idea. When you're up that much, you might as well take some off the table, right? Take some off, skim it off the top a little, keep your core position perhaps. But good move. Yeah, that looks good. Indeed. And we can look at this in a little bit more. This is Kohl's, which is a department store that's in our area here in Michigan. And they're looking very good. They've done well. A nice run. And look at the year to date on this, though. So there's been much higher highs and still room to run here. $9 still upside headroom here on this one. And a nice dip down and drawback. So there you go. That's a big pullback down. And I'm looking for a similarity to that amount. Might see it here from 23.30 down to 18. So that was $5.30. What do we see this time? From $29 to basically 24 and 24.12. So yeah, you see that similarity, folks. You saw that massive drop from here to there, and this is an equal drop, the pullback before the turnaround, and then off of that low, $17.99, where you see where it went to $29, people. So very good call on that one. I like it, Spartacus. Yep. Thank you again for sharing that one with everybody. That's a nice looking mover there. For a lot of upside potential still possibly. But it might be best to try to get in on this, not on the daily high, but then again, who knows? Looks like we got it still making the move here this afternoon to the upside and could continue the gain in after hours. What's going on with Kohl's? What did they announce? 4 days ago, they had an earnings call. It reported EPS of 52 cents. Expectations were 24, so they nearly doubled. They beat the street, and you can see what they've been doing over here in the financials, revenue and earnings. Very strong looking. 21 covering this, 5 with strong buys, 2s with buys, a lot there with, I can't even make it out. It says 10, I think, or 18 under hold, and then a few with underperform. But the majority, obviously, with Kohl's is looking good. And that looks very good, and that's very contrary to many of the other big department stores in this world, in this time, in this place, including a lot of the Sears that shut down, and JCPenney's, Macy's, all that. Now they're turning around. Well, good. We need to see that all across the board, folks. We need to see that kind of growth for everyone because the whole country could use it, to be honest with you. So thank you for being here with me. And I appreciate it. And yeah, you'll probably see a pullback on that, Spartacus, tomorrow morning at 10:30. So I'd be maybe snapping up some more of that. I'm going to watch it. That's for sure. It looks very attractive. Good call, good play, good numbers. And I like what I saw there. Looking now here, I'm going to have a couple more grapes. I've had a couple, but I'm trying to just keep a little bit of nourishment in me. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Spartacus is telling us that he had sold some of his Kohl's, and he got in for $24.25 and got out $25.60. A nice move. Yeah, anytime you can make $1 on a stock in that range, you're doing real well. You can take 5% off the table. I'm waiting for LCID. I got you. You can see them at 2.57% today, being watched right over there. Keep them on over here because they're in the same category, or they're watched by people who watch our stock, SOFI, they're also looking over here. And by the way, folks, look at us about to go green. How did I know that was about to happen? And how did we know that? Yep. Well, because everybody wants this stock, and they're going to make it very inconspicuously rise. It's not going to be heavy steadily, okay? It's not. It's not going to do that. This is going to be gradual, but it could happen as many times as it has in the past. In 10 days, it could happen in 5 days. It could happen in 4 days, a 32% move. I mean, folks, this thing has just made some radical moves over short periods of time. And this is why this is such a great stock to be involved in for day trading and trading in and out of, keeping your big core position and making money on these runs of 30%, 40% average. Okay, that's what they are. From the highs to the lows, to the lows to the highs, to the highs to the lows. I've tracked it back over history, and it's swinging anywhere from 23 to 30% on a very regular basis right now. Very regular, very predictable. And if you read into it and can understand it, you can make big money understanding how they're doing it. And they're doing it the same way. See, look at this. 806, 808, 817. Look at the highs. See that? 829, 833, 847, 843. You saw 850. This is all climbing right back up right after the 32.5% rundown. And they do it in these same similar, very slow motion, drawn out fashion that nobody really pays any attention to but me. And I pay attention to it and have come up to the realization that they have now made from every shorted position at every low, at every high, and every bought position long at every low. They've made 493% since October 31st of 2022. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. In 10 months, they've made that. In less than a year, 493%. You don't think they are in love with this stock and making it go up and down like this and taking advantage of the retail gullibility? You'd be very unwise not to understand that this is a gold mine for them, and they're going to keep making this happen in this fashion. That's my call. I could be completely wrong, but why wouldn't they stop now? They've made so much money on it so far. Why would they stop now? This is a love stock for them. They've become addicted to making money on SOFI. Very easy money, by the way. Very easy.
That was easy.
That's how easy you can make it too. Following in their footsteps. Follow their lead. Follow the money. I said follow the money, honey. You know what, folks? I also want to say, I also want to say thank you for your patience with me while I sit here and nibble sometimes. I know it's rude of me to eat in front of you, and I apologize, but I really have to keep myself sustained, and I do it on fruits and nuts and vegetables and things as most as I can. Spartacus, he's telling me right now that BTI is doing good today. He's picked out some good. This guy keeps his eyes on the big movers. Maybe he's using what I use as Market Chameleon to determine the biggest movers of the day, highest volume, biggest gainers. But I'm not sure what he's sourcing this, but we're going to go take a look at B. And I'm going to take this off. BTI. And I've had this one on my stock list before, British American Tobacco. And he mentioned this to us about 4 or 5 days ago. Yep, still scaling up. It's just creeping up slow. And then I told people, this isn't going to be leaps and bounds, this stock, kind of stock. You know, if you look back over the 1 month, you can see, even though it looks hideous here, it was only at 31.60 something, 32.90, up $1.30 from there. But look at that nice 1 month smiley face. Definitely bottomed out there, and nice accumulation since. So keep an eye on this one, folks. He's got a good gainer, solid gainer. The 5-day has been very solid on this one, from 32.17 up to 32.90. And that's not a massive gain, but it's a solid, steady flow. And that's what you like to get into these longer terms, especially ones, many of the ones that he picks out, Spartacus, are paying dividends. And he also mentioned to take a look at AMC. And I wouldn't be surprised. This stock here, I made a fortune off this stock before, but ever since then, I basically stepped away from it and haven't gone back in. And I'm glad that I haven't. All right, yeah. And it's funny, at 11.11, I actually had this stock at this price, and it went down to 9.88 where I piled in. And after 9.88, the thing went to 63 bucks. And it was just amazing. And it was in such a short period of time that it was an incredible run. Many of us caught a hold of, and congratulations if you did. But now look at it, down 10%. Holy Toledo Schmolita Belita. That's a bleeder right there, folks. Jugular. Look at this 1 month. Oh, my God. But, folks, it will be oversold, okay? It will be oversold just like any others. They get oversold, and they're driven down, and there's an opportunity there sometimes to make a little bit of money on these oversold conditions. And right now, I'm looking here. You can see the RSI actually went down to as low as right there, 17. And man, oh man, and then it started to make a recovery, but it only came up to the positive side there to 60, looks like about 55 maybe, and then it started its fall again. So it's having a real struggle right here, and be careful, don't touch that yet. Let's try for tomorrow morning, 10:30, or maybe lunchtime. But I like what I see here. This resilience is very good for us to hold with a new higher high by 11 cents. I'm very, very encouraged by that, people, even though we are a little bit red. It doesn't surprise me to see them try to hold this down off the high, because they've already lost the low challenge. They can't get it any lower. So now all they can do is make an attempt to hold the high down below yesterday's high. And then let's see what happens in the afternoon, if they can even achieve that here after hours. I don't think they can. You know, they're going to do it technically on paper today, 842 they're showing here for the high. But if you come over here and you refresh this page, what is it showing? Yep, 842. And interesting, going to the historical data, look at the high yesterday, 843. All right? And here you go, folks. I show you this number, the relativeness of closing this at $8.23, and how many of you can see this now, how obvious it becomes, the efforts that they do, and it's all to them just like a little joyride, happy time, but they're not laughing about this. These losses are bad for them, and today's loss is horrible, seeing the low go from 806 to 817 today. Folks, I'm just going to say it like it is. They don't like that, and you should love it, okay? And because you're going to see here, what's going to start happening is, as I already called, on days when they cannot get the low lower, they'll go after the high. And today it was 1 penny, right? 1 penny. But I was right, wasn't I? They had lost the low challenge and had an 11 cent higher low, so they had to throw money in here to stop it at this price. They had to go in and throw more good money after bad to stop this from having both a new high and a higher low. That's okay. Let them do that. Let them keep wasting their money. You know who's buying up these shares? More institutions. I already showed you that. 2 more have come aboard now. So thank you for being here. GNS tomorrow can open close to or above 3. GNS, boy, I made a fortune on that stock too when it was trading swings of $1.50 a day. GNS. I made a lot of money on that stock. Let's go see where it is now. But man, oh man, did I make a fortune on that one. Yep, you can see I already had it on my previews. I've been there many times. Look at that. A 56% gain today? Good Lord, they needed that. What the heck did they finally do? Did they get somebody thrown in prison for shorting the shit out of their stock? That's what they've been trying to do, is show everybody that they were worth more than the shorters were running them out of business. And what's their news today? GNS spinoff could lead to greater growth. What do you think is going to happen to the SOFI when they spin off Galileo? Look at that, a 56% jump on a spinoff. I'm telling you, shorters, you better be in store for what might be coming down the pike, and I think that is one of them, a spinoff of Galileo. I could be wrong, but you can see how it affected the stock price here, can't you? Messing with fire. Good call. Man, though, look at the 6-month chart on this thing. Golly, freaking 390, and it just was slaughtered all the way down to freaking 63 cents. I'm guessing they probably did a split here. I don't know for sure. I'd have to go on the historical data, which could give me an indicator of if they did any splits. Let's go back and look. But look where they were down to. Good Lord, look at that. 33, 32 cents, 31 cents. And I've told you about the number 31. They did that a bunch of times too. Look at that. 31, 31, 30. There's 33. They also like that. 31 again. 30, 31 again. Folks, you don't think that I'm right on that? The number 31? Jeez, oh, Pete. They just tried to stay there at that number. They just went after it time and time and time and time again, folks. They just kept on. They kept on, they kept on, they kept on, they kept on. And then, folks, they finally lost it there. Off it ran up. I made a bunch of money during that time right there, those days right there. And that was during their going to come down on all the shorting companies and so forth. So there you go. They're doing it, and you can see it. Keep an eye on that. Might be a good pullback tomorrow on some scare tactics to get them out in the morning. But dang, a nice run there. Good for them. I'm glad to see them. They, their management deserves it, because they did try to step up and stop the abuse of these, what they call hedge funds and shorters coming in, and what they do call shill bidding, which is where they put in huge sell amounts at hundreds of thousands at these certain numbers. And as the approach gets to that number, they take them off and they move them up. And so that wall that was there vanishes all of a sudden, just mysteriously. But this is what's mostly done to keep the suppression of one, is people seeing walls of shares at numbers that they don't really intend to sell. They just throw those sell orders in there just to keep people from thinking it's going any higher by that big fictitious wall that they're building there, with throwing in big sells that they're not going to actually do once, or execute. Once they get to that, they move them up, and then they keep moving them up. And that's the one biggest factor that they use, and something you should be aware of in case you didn't know that that's a tactic that is used by the shorts and hedge funds. It's called shill bidding. And so anyway, that's what's been going on. A lot of times manipulate these stocks down and keep them from going up over certain levels, because they do that tactic of loading in massive amounts of sell orders at numbers that they don't ever really even intend to sell at. They just put them there for a fictitious wall. And this is just the games that go on in this business. You got to know them. And you can either cry about them when you get taken advantage of and the price drops, or you can be ready for those things and understand why they happen and get in when those prices do drop, like we do, catfish folk. Yep. Well, yeah, you have it, folks. Look at the close today. The bell just rang, 8:23, and we have a higher low achieved today for everyone to see, and a higher high would have come too if they didn't dump a whole bunch of money. All right, believe me. Let's go over here. I'm going to get over here and show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Right here's the time, right? There it was, 9:40. And look in here. I'm going to move over here on the 1 day at 9:40. And look how it was done and what were the efforts made and how they pulled it off to keep it from 1 penny from going off over the high, and what they did and what volume they used at 9:40. And we are on the 1 day here at 9:40 a.m. There it is. $2 million at 9:39 thrown away to make the price start to drop. And then look where it was just after that. The price shot up to 841, and they were probably going into major panic mode then. They're like, oh my God, this thing is going to go over yesterday's high. And so they came in back to back, 2 reds there at 941 and 942. They had to throw away 500,000 there and another 375,000 there. And they're trying like hell to hold this price and keep it below the high of yesterday. That's what they were trying to do. And that's all they could do was hold it there. And by the way, they're showing that number on this chart, as you can see, at 841. But you can look here and you can see the price hit 842 today, 1 penny off the high. And this low, 817, crushes the 806 of Friday. Congratulations to all of you. And look at the volume level. Half of the volume that we saw, and they couldn't even make this thing go down even half a penny. I mean, half a percent hardly on that little bit of volume, folks. And that is, again, a sign of strength for us. And what's going to happen now is my curiosity is what happens in the after hours. I say up. We might see the 1 penny less. Oh, yeah, that is already looking good because normally at 401, 402, the price is already down. And you know that. They like to load in sell orders to hold this at bay by a penny after closing. But today, look at us already moving up. And folks, don't be surprised if, like I said, we don't see a higher high in after hours today. And if we don't, we're going to see a gap up tomorrow. Because it's like I said before, history repeating itself. And you go back to May the 15th on the big rundown, you're going to see here that the high and the next day they had a lower. But look at these numbers on the May. We got to get to May, not June. May. Here we are. May 15th. Look at these highs. After the 15th and the biggest takedown, you had actually a lower high. And then here you had a slightly higher and a slightly higher and then a lower high. And then you had a slightly higher and then a higher and then a lower high. But look at these lows. On the days that they were getting these numbers lower. On this day, they actually achieved both lower. But look on here. From here, they got the high was higher, so they went after the low. Here, again, the high was higher, so they went after the low and got defeated. And then here, the high was higher, the low was higher. The high was higher, the low was higher. The high was higher, the low higher. High higher, low higher. And folks, it just didn't stop. It just kept going. And folks, this is what I predict in our future. Right here, I say this is where we're headed. I could be wrong, but it sure seems like history is indeed repeating itself. So, I like what happened today. I like what's happening in the after hours already. I want to thank you for being here with me. Good day for you, and I am going to dinner. All right, Spartacus, thank you very much. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing with me. Thanks for those tips that you gave us on those good stocks. They look good. I'm very healthy. And I want to thank you all for being here. Even though I had so many breakdowns and interruptions today, I think it's going to improve from now on. And I think we're going to see as well SOFI's price improve. But one thing we're going to be looking at is there's going to be some reported earnings. I believe it's NEO. And we're going to keep an eye on them and see what they prove to hold out here in the after hours as well. NEO reporting earnings in the after hours. And that was brought to me by, let's see here. No news today. No news. Let's see. Get over here. Boom. Get over here. Boop. Let's get over here. I want to make sure I'm right on this. Yeah, it might have even been on before I got my last disconnection. So we're not going to be able to see NEO what it's doing. But this time, no interruptions. And that's good. We got a good, healthy stream. Thank you for being here. Those of you that dropped by to see what I was here to show you today. And we're going to keep an eye on NEO here in the after hours. They're supposed to be repeating earnings, it seems. And we'll just have to see. That's what someone told me. I don't remember if that's true or not, but we will be finding out. And it might have even been another company. I thought they said Neo, but someone did mention Neo, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it here for a little bit. And wow, what a nice day to see an improvement on the low as much as it was, and to see this already green in after hours is also nice. And I can certainly take that. I can certainly take it that it's going to continue to go up in after hours, because I believe it will. And this is very contrary to what we normally see with this stock in after hours, is that it's already up and green in a very short period after the close. Normally they're holding it very well under by a penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies. But this time, well, things are playing out a little bit differently now. They are. And we're going to go to AMC. We're going to look at them too. And we're going to go back to this page here. And look at that, 11.11. Yuck. Oh, gosh. Wow, wow, wow. And this was after doing a split. I know they did some splitting. And if you go to the historical data, it wasn't good. There it is, a 1 share for 10 shares stock split. So this puts this price now at $1.11, folks. Not $11, but $1.11 is the reality of what it is. Okay? And that's absolutely horrible, 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 horrible. I'm sorry to see that for American movie classic theater, one of the biggest movie chains in the world. And they sure have taken a major beating. And but we had a call today from Double K telling us to look at WBD. So we better keep an eye and see how that ended up on the day, because he's calling this to be good. And it was up 4.2%, 1 penny down, just like they like to do the SOFI in after hours usually. And but folks, we're going to see, I believe, a nice little move continue with higher highs, and if not higher highs, higher lows. And I already have said this, and you're seeing it now for about 4 out of 6 days in a row already. What I told you was going to happen is starting to unfold. So if you don't believe that's true, go back here and look to this date, and then I'm going to close on this pretty much. 789, up 1 day, up 2 days, down, so that's 2 out of 3, then up 3 out of 4, down 3 out of 5, and then 4 out of 6 up. 4 out of 6 up, very, very similar to the last time after May 15th and the 32% drop. This is virtually identical, folks, what I'm showing you. So what I'm telling you is patterns do repeat themselves, and this is one of them. So that's going to do it for me today. I want to thank you for being here. I understand all of you have other places you could be, so I'm grateful to you for you being here. I am not a financial advisor. I am not licensed to do that in this business. I'm just here to show you my thoughts, my ideas, and my charts, and the volumes and the levels, the way things seem to be moving to me, and I just base it on that. You can take it or leave it, and I want to thank you again for being here and sharing your time with me. And we appreciate you dropping in, popping in, saying what you say, leave me your good ideas, and other stocks to keep an eye on. And I am going to be calling it now a day, and I hope that you have a good one, folks. I really do. I wish you all the happiness in the world, and we're going to let someone else finish this out for us. So, here we go. And that's going to be doing it for us. And SOFI wasn't green again, but it will be tomorrow, it sure seems. Because we're seeing green, green, green after that big takedown 6 days ago. And it's going to keep climbing as the way we see it. So thank you for being here and hanging out with me, King Cat, and King Cat Tyler. So we're going to get on our way on out of here. And thank you again. Appreciate all of your comments, leaving all of your chat. We appreciate it. Tell your friends about us. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And as I said, I hope you have a very happy day. I hope you have prosperity in your future. I hope that you have excellent health. And most of all, we hope that you have all the love you can take. That's going to do it for now, folks. We hope you're surrounded with love, and we'll see you later.